Hey nerds, and welcome to CW's Flash, Theories and Conspiracies. I'm Brian from Good Nerd Bad Nerd. So we are one episode away from the season finale, and a lot happened this episode. There were some big teases about what might be coming in the next season, and the repercussions and the potential for what that means, especially in light of the Supergirl news. So we're going to get into all that, but first, just what happened this episode and who did we meet? We got to see the Earth 2 version of Black Canary. This is Black Siren. Now, the character Black Siren, or at least the name, is a reference to a character from the Justice Guild. The Justice Guild is the DC animated universe's version of the Justice Society. Kind of. There's an episode called Legends where some of the Justice League are kind of caught in this alternate reality, and the Black Canary version there is called Black Siren, and she's based on the Golden Age version of Black Canary, Dinah Drake, not Laurel Drake, who has the Canary Cry. But that's where that name comes from. It's a really fun episode, and it definitely has a lot of parallels for the kind of Golden Age Justice Society, since that's what they were, spoofing or kind of basing those characters off of. Next, we did get an answer, obviously, on how Killer Frost and Reverb were there, and that was Cisco and Caitlin kind of putting on this role. Very, very funny moment, but I'm actually very surprised that Zoom hadn't kind of threatened Black Siren with death and told, kind of said, this is what happened to Killer Frost and Reverb, so you better stay in line, kind of a thing. It's surprising to me that she didn't know they were dead, but that's what that was. A lot of fun. Still good to see them try and put on those characters and play those roles. Next, Henry gets killed by Zoom. We were told he would be in this show for the rest of the season. He would be in Star City the rest of the season. I'm sure we're going to see him next week, just in the very opening moments. But what does this mean? Is John Ship, is he done for the show? Are we not going to have Barry's dad anymore? Has Barry lost his entire family? Or, like a lot of us think, is the Earth 2 version of Jay Garrick, is Jay Garrick on Earth 2 really the same actor, the same person, and going to be on Earth 1 with Harry, and kind of in a weird father-son-ish relationship with Barry? Even though they don't have that role, it's going to be hard for Barry not to look at him and not see his father. Now, something that's kind of funny to point out, that Dr. Tina McGee was also on the original Flash show with John Ship. Dr. Tina McGee, the actress, obviously, and she played that same role. They were an on again, off again kind of love interest thing. So seeing them kind of flirt there was very funny. But Wally finally learns Barry's identity, and there's going to be some probably angry conversations with Joe and Iris and maybe Barry at that point. Kind of, how can you do this to me? Were you making a fool of me? That kind of stuff. Which is interesting considering what Dr. McGee said is she figured out Barry's identity because she's not an idiot. So I can't help but feel like that was the way that she figured out, and Wally couldn't, even though all of this crazy stuff was happening around him. Maybe they're implying Wally's not very smart, but we know he is, so I don't know. It's, maybe when you're too close to something, you can't see the truth. Anyways, that takes us to Cisco's vision of Earth 2 splitting in half. This is way beyond Zoom's power. It's possible that in the teaser for this next week's finale, there's some sort of giant ring device. Maybe Zoom's plan is to trick Barry into powering some sort of device that's going to destroy Earth 2. Who knows? If it is, this could be... There's two options here. That device could be his version of a cosmic tuning fork, or his plan could be nothing and Cisco's getting a vibe for something bigger. Now, the cosmic tuning fork and what this other thing could be are both kind of related, and they're both tie into the Crisis on Infinite Earth storyline. This is where a character known as the Anti-Monitor was essentially destroying all these different universes, and all the heroes from all these different universes had to come together to stop him. Heroes and villains, because I'll note Darkseid actually got in the fray against the Anti-Monitor. but by no means am I an expert on this. It's a very complicated, and if that turns out to be the case, I will definitely be diving more into this. But go check out, you can find that series. I'm pretty sure you can find it on Comixology and pretty much anywhere else. So it's worth reading. But if that is, and this is kind of the bigger thing, they could, because we just found out that Supergirl is coming to the CW, and they aren't changing what universe she's in, but there will be a giant crossover that has League of Legends, Legends of Tomorrow, Supergirl, Arrow, and Flash. It really does feel like it could be this kind of multiverse Crisis on Infinite Earth storyline, and that could be how they get Supergirl into the main continuity. They're going to kind of blow up their entire universe and bring it back all together, and they've got this event in the comics that they can pull from that'll do it. So what do you guys think? What are you hoping we discover next week on the season finale? Do you want to see the Crisis on Infinite Earths play out on the TV show? I think that's a pretty bold thing to try and do, but you know, the writers for Flash have really kind of set themselves up to do that and do it well, I think. So let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Don't forget to check out my other stuff. My Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. season finale wrap-up is going to be a little late because I'm trying to cram in as much of the speculation and theories about what Season 4 has to offer. So look out for that next week. And again, this has been Brian from Good Nerd Bad Nerd, and this has been CW's Flash, Theories and Conspiracies.